As of facts we have for the Naruto TCG, we know that there are 3 colors confirmed: red, blue, and green, and we also know there's going to be a total of 5 colors based on this image here. Now, there are a lot of parallels already with the Naruto TCG and other Bandai card games, and so with that, I think we're going to be able to predict what the other 2 colors are going to be, as well as who's going to be the opening leader for green. Surprise, surprise, this shouldn't be a plot twist. It's probably going to be Sakura, based on Naruto and Sasuke being leaders for blue and red. Now, in case you're not familiar with how these colored TCGs work, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be the only leaders for that color at launch. Probably just the ones that they're going to lead with starter decks and marketing the game. So to open up, I want to start with some parallels for the One Piece TCG. A lot of these also carry over into the recently released Gundam TCG, but this video is by Brock Lee, and he's going to be explaining the colors for the One Piece TCG, and you're going to just easily start to see the parallels with what's been announced so far and how things can shape into place.
To start, we have red, which is the most aggressive color. One of the key themes of this deck is the ability Rush, which many of your characters have, allowing them to attack the same turn they are played. Finally, you'll notice that each color has a unique ability within the game that they are able to manipulate or control. For red decks, this is power manipulation, allowing you to either buff the power of your own characters or debuff the power of your opponents.
So we already have that parallel with this Naruto deck where he's able to give the units +3 power, and there's going to be units like Minato that has the Rush, where he's able to attack the turn he's played. You have Shikamaru that's going to be able to summon on the field, as well as Shoji, and then you have the entire synergy with Ino being able to boost up those units. So as of what we have right now, red is the most aggressive deck, and it's going to be about spamming characters, getting rush on them like we see with this Ino, and trying to overwhelm your opponent and throw them off their game based on the pressure you're able to apply. Now, that doesn't mean that this is the only thing that a red deck can do, but a lot of the decks that are going to be red in the Naruto TCG are probably going to revolve around this aggressive type of aggro-based playstyle. So those are the parallels with red, but just one parallel, that's a coincidence, right? I'm going to show you that there are several, so let's get into blue.
The themes here are draw power and top deck manipulation. What do we mean by this? Many cards in blue allow you to search the top of your deck and rearrange the cards in any order and place them back down. Why is this useful? Well, let's look at some examples. The Blue Dofi Leader allows you to reveal the top card in your deck, and if it is a 4 cost or lower 7 Warlords of the Sea card, you get to play it onto the field rested. By itself, this card is a bit of a gamble because you don't know what comes next, but then when you pair it with a Perona or a Buggy, all of a sudden you know exactly what is coming.
And so already we know that's what blue Sasuke does. You're going to be able to draw a card and then place 1 card from your hand to the top of your deck. And so we're still going to have to get cards like Perona that allow you to fully manipulate what you're going to be top decking. And then we have cards like Itachi that are going to be able to take advantage of this manipulation. So for this one, choose 1 leader or character, reveal the top card of your deck, and with Sasuke, blue Sasuke's leader ability, we're going to know what that is. If it's Uchiha type, the selected card cannot attack during your opponent's next turn, so this is going to be a way to stun your opponent. And then we have the EX card like Manda for EX Blue, which is going to allow you to place 1 card in your trash to summon it, and then reveal the top card of your deck. If the revealed card is non-EX, summon that card. And so more manipulation with hand and revealing what's on the top of your deck.
The final theme of blue is they can bounce cards, either back to their opponent's hand or to the bottom of their deck, which can be really nice for those pesky creatures that can't be KO'd by certain effects.
And like that, we have another parallel, but I'm going to stop doing this for all of these because, hey, you can say, oh, that's Giant Trunade, but this is another blue parallel with Sakura being able to bounce a card on the field back to the owner's hand. Now we're going to talk about green, which is the final confirmed color we have for the Naruto TCG as of now.
The main theme of green is status manipulation, allowing you to rest your opponent's active cards or reactivate your rested ones. Green also has a dangerous endgame with cards like Hody Jones allowing you to bypass blockers, the 10-drop Doflamingo allowing you to keep your opponents rested, or the 8-cost Captain Kid, which can force your opponents to attack him.
So not all of those apply, but I think green revolving around being able to have status manipulation, forcing characters to stay rested longer, or just taking an active character and making it stay rested, reactivating or deactivating your own rested characters to allow them to attack multiple times. I think this is something that Sakura fits really well, and that also lines up because the reason that we have green as a confirmed color is because we got the Tsunade card. And so we see all 3 of the Sannin across all 3 different colors. And as of now, Jiraiya and Orochimaru have this effect, where you're able to choose 2 rested characters and KO the chosen cards. So you're gonna have to really plan around doing this if you even run this card with red or blue. But with Tsunade and green, if she has the same effect, this can be something core to the strategy if green is going to be focused on rest manipulation. Because if you can force a card into resting without it attacking, then suddenly you're able to blow up 2 cards quicker than having to wait for them to attack, get their attack off, get rested, and then wait for the next ninja to attack. Now, it's still unclear. I think Tsunade may not have to have this portion for this to work how I think it would. But if that's something that the green deck is going to revolve around entirely, then I could see a scenario where this would be omitted for her. Or a situation where it's not even a support effect, it's an unsummon ability. Now, purple is the next color. I'm not like, we're getting into unconfirmed territory with these last 2, but I think purple is the next color that makes the most sense to be in the Naruto TCG. And then the final one to round things up would be yellow. Now I'm gonna go through these pretty quickly just because we don't have, like, I don't have a big theory as to what I think is going to be, and I don't want to just be spitballing random crap. But I would say with that Sakura Tsunade combo that I just described, I have a pretty high confidence that that's going to be the next leader revealed, just because it makes sense to finish out the trio. Now, hey, maybe it could be just all of Team 7 and purple's leader could be Kakashi. Now, my prediction for purple, if we're tying parallels to other games like Digimon, Gundam, or the OPTCG that Bandai's made, is purple's likely going to have something to do with trash manipulation or the exclusion zone or the graveyard, whatever you decide to call it. But the exclusion zone is something entirely different. And we've had that section showed on the game mats, but we haven't had any cards using it yet. I think a leader like Kakashi with his Mangekyo or Obito would make sense for a purple deck. And then the gimmick of this type of color would be to revolve around, like I said, trashing things from your hand, bringing it back from the graveyard or the trash onto the field, or having things banished with the Mangekyo. And maybe you're not able to bring it back from being in the exclusion zone, but you're just able to use that as a cost and maybe send it from like your deck to the exclusion zone. And I think something like that would make sense for purple, and it would give it an entirely different type of gameplay mechanic and play style, because we already have red and blue. I'm pretty sure green is going to be like I just described. And then the final color that I have in my mind would be yellow. Now, yellow in the One Piece TCG, and I hate that I keep using that for like a guide to all of this because it's probably not going to be the exact same, but I see yellow as being more of a defensive stall deck or something that's going to be more of a tempo manipulation deck. Now, in the One Piece TCG, a lot of these decks rush to get you to low HP, and then they manipulate different effects to kind of change the game because you think you're going to kill them, but then once they get around that low HP, they have access to so many different trigger abilities to stop you from completely killing them. It's a very high skill cap deck because you're flirting on the edge of death pretty much every turn, so you're going to have to manipulate that. I don't know if that translates well over to a Naruto TCG, which is why I think something like a defensive with Gaara being the opening leader, making the most sense for yellow, where you're able to maybe have several abilities that stop your opponent from swinging at your leader. Now, we don't have defenders, which is like a big deterrent to this thought, but I can't really think of what else would make sense for yellow outside of defense. Now, this was a heavy speculative video. I'm just really excited for the Naruto TCG, and I wanted to get all of you guys out there that are excited as well and just have some conversation and generate discussion, because this is the fun part. We have to wait till summer 2027, and hopefully, I think they said the next news drop is going to be in December. So make sure that you're liking the video and subscribing, because I'm going to be covering just the Naruto TCG, and I'm going to keep you up to date with all news, as well as kind of cultivate a fan base of us that like the game and are excited for it to come out and can't wait to discuss it until 2027. Now, if you're not familiar with the rules just yet, be sure to check out this video right here, where I go into the different Naruto TCG simulators that are out there, as well as explain all the rules in extreme detail. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you over in the next video.